So, Mr. Pahlavi, thank you very much for your time and for being with us. So, what kind of support are you actually asking from the EU, and what would be the impact that would you like for your country?
Well, as you know, obviously there has been a campaign of bringing maximum pressure on the regime, which has been the sanctions on the regime and perhaps additional sanctions on the IRGC and so on and so forth. I've been arguing for a long time that parallel to maximum pressure, there has to be also a policy of maximum support for the Iranian people, particularly ever since we had this revolution starting 5 months ago after the death of Mahsa Amini that has triggered a completely different level. If you go in the direction of empowerment, it's always the better way to go in terms of helping a nation address the issue of what the people ask today, which is a change of regime. In what way can the world be of assistance and support? There has to be a component that actually addresses the issue. In that sense, there are areas of immediate need and immediate impact that we've been talking about with legislatures, and I've indicated that this could be in 2 specific areas. The first one, the most vital element, is internet connection. It is important for Iranians to be able to remain connected to the outside world, be able to communicate their messages, including media, and receive information, but also for purposes of domestic communication, for coordination of activities or organizing whatever it is, they need to be able to have that access available. So any kind of technological support, as well as facilitating equipment that needs to be transferred inside the country, access to various VPNs, Starlink as an example, a combination of all those will remedy the issue, but it could certainly be further assisted. Another component, which is an element of domestic pressure on the regime in the context of a civil disobedience nonviolent form campaign, is to bring more pressure on the regime by means of labor strikes. Now, such labor strikes have to obviously be organized, but needs to also be funded, because most of our workers cannot afford to go on a long-term strike. They need to feed their families. So we are working at ways of seeing whether or not we can have a strike fund created and to be able to fund it. One of the areas that could be the quickest way to fund such a strike fund would be to repurpose the confiscated or frozen assets of the regime, which is after all the Iranian people's money, and repurpose that towards funding those funds. These are the kind of actions that I think in terms of policy could be something very helpful in this campaign.
And there is an active campaign actually asking from the EU and the West in general to proscribe the Revolutionary Guards, but it didn't happen so far. Why is it so important for you, and why do you think that it didn't happen?